What's going on, everyone? My name is Alpha, and today we're back with another Pokemon challenge video. Today we're actually going to try to speedrun Pokemon Emerald. For no reason, I just want to try to do speedruns on my channel. Have I ever speedrun anything? No. This is my first ever speedrun. You see the little timer thing? I'm a novice. So this is my first ever speedrun, and of course it's going to go a bit interesting. Obviously, I don't know anything about speedrunning, and if you guys have any tips and tricks, let me know in the comments. I'm gonna keep doing this for a little bit. It's gonna be a nice little series on my channel, so I hope you guys all enjoy this. Challenge videos will also be a part of this, don't worry. I'm just gonna do this on the side just for a little fun. Yeah, please support my endeavors on speedrunning. So please leave a like, comment on some games you want me to try speedrunning, and subscribe if you guys are not or new to my channel. It will greatly help my channel out. We're at 25,000 subscribers. I'm really thankful for that. Thank you so much for that. And let's get into the speedrun. Now, to begin off, I'm not really too sure at my abilities to speedrun, so I had to look up a guide, and as I'm playing I'm actually reading the guide, so it's not the best thing. I should have read it first, because at some points I really messed things up, and you guys will see where it is. We're going to aim for the top spot. The world record is, I believe, 2 hours and like 20 minutes. And we should get there. We should get there. It might take a few tries or whatnot. First off, the main components of this is you want to choose a female character, and also you want to get Mudkip. There's the specific timing where you get a specific Mudkip, but in the guide it didn't even say what specific Mudkip should I get. So this is already a scuff speedrun to begin with. So we just have a Mudkip that we think is good. Maybe it's okay. It's male. It has an HP of 21. I mean, it just looks good enough. I mean, we're just gonna leave it at that. From there, we're gonna go through the tutorial. Shouldn't be too hard. We head into Petalburg Forest at 13 minutes, and then we already messed up here. We walk in, and then I couldn't see where the bug trainer was, so I just kind of walk into his line of sight, and then he just battled me. So that's another like 2 minutes off the clock, which is kind of sad. But from there, though, we're gonna head into Rustboro City, and we're gonna face off against the first gym leader. Closer to 20 minutes. It's gonna be way past 20 minutes because the guide told me to come in here in torrent range, which is 12 HP. They didn't account for that. I'm dumb, and I actually gained up a level, which is bad. So I'm now out of torrent range, and now it's kind of useless. It didn't matter either way because the nose pass actually came out, outspeed me, and then just put me down. I thought I could live a rock tomb. I could not live a rock tomb, so we just black out. We go back all the way to the start. It's gonna cost another 3 minutes to come back to face off against Roxanne again, but luckily we got our revenge and a little scuffy. You might say restart, but I don't want to throw away this attempt because this is my first ever speedrun. I just want to see how far I can actually get. Improvements come along the way, but it took a little bit to even beat Roxanne. There are specific things and details you want to do to save yourself time, like just waiting to avoid all these spinners. The spinners are trainers that look multiple ways, and you got to manipulate them so they don't actually look your way. We avoid 4 battles and only have to fight against this one hiker over here, which is amazing. That's a good thing I did in this run. From there, though, we're going to head into Dewford Island. Dewford Island is very, very important. We're going to do everything with Steven Stone and then head into the Poke Center. In the Poke Center, you don't want to use it. You just want to set yourself a hub there. So if you black out or teleport, you go back into Dewford Island. That'll be important along the ways, but from now, we're going to have to skip the gym and come back to it later. We're going to go into Sleeport City. We're going to get the Soft Sand and then face off against our rival. This is the hardest rival battle fight in the game. We actually beat it in our first try. Obviously, we had to heal, but it's okay. It's okay. We still beat it without blacking out, which is an accomplishment in its own. From there, we're going to face off against Watson, and Watson's is going to get set up on by our Marshtomp, and then we're going to beat it down. A lot of X items are very useful during speedruns. I'm not too sure if I'm doing too good or not. I'm at like an hour already. Let me remind you that the world record is 2 hours and 20 minutes, so I don't think we're doing the best right now. I don't think we're doing the worst, though. At the end of this, I want to compare my time to the leaderboard, so that'll be fun going over. And then we're going to head into Route 113. The guide told me to be careful of this specific route because the movement is very key. If you black out or face anyone, it's very damaging to your run. And I'm actually proud of myself. I avoided every single trainer here. I may have some scuff movements, but I avoid every single trainer. So pretty good on that. We catch ourselves a flyer next, which is Swablu. Swablu's not gonna be too useful, but it's just a flying Pokemon to get around. And then from there, though, we're gonna face off against Maxie. Maxie's, you know, as long as we're in torrent range, we should be able to beat him with the water gun, and that's about it. Next up, we're gonna head into Flannery's gym. Now, Flannery's gym, there's a few things for us to do. We gotta beat the Numo first. Numo is annoying. Remember to beat the Numo, and then the Slugma comes out. We have to set up against the Slugma using our X attacks and our X speed until it actually poisons us with smog. Luckily, we got smog poison on our first attempt. It used at us, so it's great. From there, we could just mud shot everything down, slug mud, camera up, and the Torkoal in the back, and we should beat Flannery. We have to be poisoned because we're planning to white out at one point, but not until we actually go into the desert. Once we head into the desert, got caught by this trainer accidentally, but it worked out. It worked out. We beat the trainer pretty quickly, and then got through that. But most importantly, we want this rare candy over here because that will help us evolve, and from there, we're just gonna make ourselves white out. Go into the Poke Center in Dewford Island, save a lot of time, and then face off against Brawly finally. I guess Brawly is too difficult at the start of the game. It might lose a lot of time, so I guess the best plan of action is to avoid him and then come back after you're just like over level, so you could one-shot out of his Pokemon. So we did that, and now we're gonna head into Petalburg City because Mr. Brimey's boat is still there, so we can go back into Petalburg City and face off against Norman. But I messed up a little bit here because I kept staying in the Spinda as it kept teeter dancing. I'm supposed to knock it out and then set up in front of the Vigoroth, but obviously didn't do that correctly. So we lose a lot of time on Norman. I wish I didn't do that. I wish I read the guide completely right because slacking kind of just knocks us around and kind of annoying, but eventually we're able to knock out Norman and we get the HM for Surf. Now we get the HM for Surf. We're going to teach that to our Marshtomp, obviously, and also evolve our Marshtomp into a Swampert. Swampert is going to be a main key of our team for a long time. Well, I mean, Mudkip was a main key for our team a long time, but you get the point. All his moves will be HMs at one point, which is kind of sad. We're going to head into the Weather Fortress, and we're going to get ourselves a Castform after beating Shelly. This Castform is actually going to be very, very important. Surprisingly, this Castform is very, very important. It has the Mystic Water, and as well it learns Shockwave, so it's going to be helpful beating down the Flying type Pokemon. It also knocks out a Tropius for us, and also is a nice sack for later down the line. As we face up against Winona next. Now, Winona is going to be the Flying type gym leader. The problem with this is we set up in front of the Swablu, and then it parrot song me, and then I read the fine print of the guide, and it said if it parrot song restart, and I'm like, I didn't save before this. Why would I save? I thought speedruns don't save. So I'm just kind of panicking here, so I swap my Pokemon out into my Castform for some reason, and Castform takes a Solar Beam to the face, and then I lose the Castform. Now that's important later because I'm supposed to train up the Castform alongside my Swampert, so at least I survived the Altaria and knock out Winona. I mean, you know, I survived an Earthquake. That's great for us. Unfortunately for us, though, Castform's down, and we kind of need him later on. Most speedruns do not want you to use the Poke Center ever. I mean, so I kind of avoid using them because they told me not to. But I kind of need the Castform. I'm going to switch the Mystic Water into my Swampert. This is the part of the game where Surf is going to be used crazily because Swampert is going to be in Torrent most of the time. And I kind of run out of Surf. I'm not really on schedule with the guide. So I took the PP Max over here. And with the PP Max, I'm going to put it on my Swampert Surf. So now I have more PP on Surf, and I have more room for error. So I can use Surf. I can spam Surf more than what the guide tells me. So it actually works out pretty well. Once we beat Maxie with Surf, it should be fine. We're going to head into the Team Aqua hideout. In here, we get the Master Ball, which is going to be very important later on. And after that, we're going to head into the 7th gym of the game, which is Tate and Liza's gym. And this is a very annoying gym, I will not lie. There's a few required battles to fight against, which is fine. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. Facing off against Tate and Liza is a whole different story. I tried my best. I couldn't do it. I even saved before. I knew I was going to struggle against Tate and Liza. And I tried to save before. It did not work because they end up beating me down because they have too many offensive moves. So Swampert goes down. I decided I need to deviate from the guide a little bit, just a little bit, because it's not working out. So I decided to catch myself a Tentacle first, the first Pokemon I found. So I needed a sack, just needed something to take a hit, and so I could get 3 X specials on my Swampert so I could knock out the rest of her Pokemon. And then once all my Pokemons are sacked, I'm able to Surf using my Swampert, knock out the Claydol and the Xatu in one shot. As I'm in Torrent and I have a Mystic Water, I'm able to also knock out the Solrock and Lunatone in one shot, and we beat Tate and Liza. Not surprisingly, that wasn't the worst thing that happened to us. Next up, we're going to face off against Tabitha and Maxie, and we almost actually choked this. Oh my god, I would have been so mad. I'm at the 3-hour mark, so the world record run is obviously off the table, but we almost died to the Crobat right here, and that would have been, oh my god, that would have been the worst thing possible, because now we have to go back to Dewford Island. I have to go back to Dewford Island, which is very annoying. But from there, we're going to face off against Archie. This is the last time we have to face against the evil team members, and we're able to Surf, knock down his Sharpedo. And that's also our last fight with Swampert, because once we activate Rayquaza, he's going to obviously roar down Groudon and Kyogre away from the water, and then we're able to head into the Spear Pillar. Now, I am very genuinely impressed with myself. I head into the spear pillar, and I got this puzzle in one try. Look at this. This is one try. One try, one take. There is no retakes at all. There are no saves. There's nothing. Look at this. One try for both of the puzzles, and we just went up there, caught a Rayquaza, and now it's time to finish the game. So I'm actually impressed. I saved a lot of time. I feel like I saved a lot of time. That's world record pace right there. I'm just saying. Anyways, we catch ourselves a Rayquaza, and now we're going to face off against Juan. He's the final gym leader of the game. And we're going to start the battle using our Rayquaza. Look, this is a perfect Rayquaza fight. I think Rayquaza is a hardy nature, so he has no real benefits from it. He's able to knock out the entire team, obviously, but he doesn't hit himself in confusion at all, and has a 3-turn outrage, which is fantastic, I must say. That's absolutely amazing. We complete body Juan in about like a minute and 20 seconds, which is crazy. So from there, once we get all 8 gym badges, it's time to head into Victory Road. Now in Victory Road, there's a few required battles, but nothing too serious. We are level 71. We should be fine at all the battles in here. We have to be careful with our PP usage as we head into the Elite Four now. Heading into the Elite Four, we have to face off against Sydney first. Sydney's going to be the Dark type Elite Four member, and we actually don't use any X items for him. I also forgot to put away all the Pokemon on my party away, so it's just, I have a full party of 5 now. But I'm able to Waterfall, knock out his Mightyena, which is great. Avoid the Intimidate entirely. He's going to send out his Absol. Waterfall will knock him out as well. He's going to send out his Shiftry. He's going to get Air Release, and then he's going to get Outrage to his Cacturn and his Crawdon in the bag. And we beat Sydney with 5 hits. Now, facing off against Phoebe next. Phoebe's a bit more difficult. We actually have to X attack up as he protects. Very interesting. Then I have to fly because this Dusclops going to protect once again for no reason. Then I can knock it out in one shot. Then she gets sent out her other Dusclops in the back. I have to air release it, but it actually lives in air release, which is kind of unfortunate. And he's going to hit me with Ice Beam. So I'm like, ugh, that did too much as a level 72. So air release would knock out his Bayonet in the back as well. And then we can outrage the rest. Knock out the Sableye and the last Bayonet in the back. And we beat Phoebe. Now going into Glacier, we did actually heal up our Pokemon just in case. I don't want to get like resetted from here. I don't want my Rayquaza to go down real quick, so I decided to heal up just in case they get like a crit or something, because you know I'm 4 times weak to ice. I want to X attack up 2 times against the Celio, and then from there Aerial Ace would knock out the rest of his team. Aerial Ace would knock out the Celio. Aerial Ace would knock out the Glalie. Aerial Ace down the Celio once again, and the Glalie, and finally the Wall Ring for an easy battle against Glacier. Next up, we're going to face off against Drake, and surprisingly, Drake gives us all the opportunities in the world to set up against him using our X attacks, and that's just it. Aerial Ace knocks out the Shieldgun. Then he's going to send on a Terraria, that will go down to Aerial Ace as well, and also his Flygon, and then we can finish off the last 2 with Outrage. Down goes his Salamence and his Flygon, and Drake is done. And his album is ass. Now we're going to head into the Champion Rune, and as soon as I say it was going pretty good, I was like, you know what, we could get sub 4 hours for sure. This is for sure our PB sub 4 hours for sure. And then we go into this fight. Wailord beats me down, so I have to use Fly to beat him down. And so that's kind of annoying to start off with, but I can knock out the Tentacruel in one shot, luckily. And then Wallace can send out Milotic, which lives my Aerial Ace with like 1 HP, and then knocks me out using Ice Beam. It's actually a good thing that I have a bunch of Pokemon in the back, so I can strength my first turn to obviously chip him down, and then revive my Rayquaza, send out another Pokemon to heal up my Rayquaza, and then get an X attack on him. With the X attack, I'm able to Aerial Ace and knock out the Milotic, survive an Ice Beam luckily, and then can knock him out. Then Gyarados can come out next. I Outrage, and then he's gonna stall me out. I shoulda Aerial Aces. And I would have outspeed. I'm level 73. But eventually we'll knock out the Gyarados as well. And then he can send out his Ludicolo. Still stuck in Outrage. Kind of tough. He's going to double team me and then full restore. And I hit it down once again. Problem is, I get confused and I hit myself in confusion for the first time in the entire run. And then I'm like, well, it's a good thing he doesn't have Ice Beam on this thing. So I'm able to live in Surf and then knock out the Ludicolo. And then he can send out his Whiscash, which actually survives my Aerial Ace and then Hyper Beams me down. And then I have to send in my Tentacruel again. Let him die to the Whiscash, send in my Rayquaza, Outrage will knock him out, and we beat Wallace, but the game is not over. We have to wait to the final credits where we have no more control of our players to have full time. And once we click A and lose control of our player, that is the end of the run, which is very lucky we got that, because we are at 3 hours, 59 minutes, and 51 seconds, and 21 tenths of a second. which means we are sub 4 hours by 9 seconds. It's not a good run. It's obviously not a like world record speed run, but it was actually my first ever speed run, and I'm glad I could share it with you guys. Now, comparing it to speedrun.com, we're obviously not too high up in the leaderboards. However, if we scroll down, we're actually the new 41st record holder, as the 41st one is 4 hours and 2 minutes. We are at a clean 3 hours and 59 minutes. So we actually claimed the 41st spot in speedrun.com. So I could just send it in, and then I got a record, guys. I'm on the leaderboards. I'm top 100 in speedrunning Pokemon Emerald. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment down below some speedrun challenges you want me to do, and subscribe if you guys are not already. Greatly helps my channel. And my name's been Alpha. Hope you guys all had a great day. I'm out. Peace.